All right, everybody, a very, very happy Monday morning as we get rocking and rolling here on another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. And my goodness, here we are, December the 15th, as the month continues to, well, it's definitely not trickling along. It is trucking along, and there is a lot going on this morning as we continue to get rolling here. Kay, can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Not through the headset.
Not through the headset, huh? Well, what about now? Da-da-da-da. Anything? Here, we'll do, you know what we'll do? This is the fun of live production. Here we go. Hello, everybody, by the way. Let's do a switcherooski here. Why don't you take mine today? We'll do this. Let's try this real quick. Yeah, oh, you're right, Kay. Listen at that. All right, hold on. Do-do-do-do. Ah, oh, hey, you know what? We got a loose connection here, Rick.
Well, I'm used to that.
It's not me.
Hey, there we go. We got a loose connection. Here, Kay, I'll switch back with you. I fixed it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. We're playing musical headsets this morning.
I'm good.
Anybody want to join us? Me.
Your head's a lot bigger than mine.
I just left it like that. I wanted to do an adjustment.
He's got a lot more knowledge.
Speaking of adjustments, it was funny. The Best of Awards, somebody had put our pastor as, did it go out again? No. It went out again. Hello. We can't, well, we may just,
That's okay.
It's going to be hard.
I can hear you.
What about now?
I can hear you that way, but not this way.
Weird. What about now? Hello.
No.
Man.
You just don't want me to hear you this morning.
Well, here, we're going to switch one more time, and I'll keep it this time, okay, Kay?
There's a lot of whining going on over here.
Well, it's Monday mindset. This was a true test. Yeah, see, I've got to be able to hear it. This was a true test this morning of the Monday. Yeah, look at that. There we go. Okay. I'll just keep this. You get to use the nice headset, Kay. That's the expensive one.
The one with the fuzzy.
Yeah, that one does have a fuzzy. So
Mine has a fuzzy.
These are much more comfortable. I haven't worn these in a long time, and these feel pretty comfortable. I may switch with you permanently. You have a big fuzzy right there. No fuzzy, big fuzzy, medium fuzzy.
To say you spit a lot or something.
Wow.
Well, no. These are real quick for information that is useless information, but we need to say. So the headset that Rick and I now have, these are fairly expensive headsets. They're about $250 a piece. The one you're wearing, that's about a $500 headset. It's double the cost. These are used by a lot of sports broadcasters, and I like the sound of those quite a bit better, and the way it picks up your voice is a lot better. So this morning, if Kay sounds different, she's got a new headset on. So well, welcome it. You know what happened? It was on Friday. This got knocked off, and I think something here broke that connection. And
no.
Yeah, so it's going to be one of those we'll have to take apart and resolder and all that. But hey, this was a test of the KAYE'S Monday mindset, not allowing a technical minor glitch get in the way of anything this morning. So see, I've maintained a positive attitude.
That's a good thing.
And here we go. So
I get frustrated with her because she's always breaking something.
Well, welcome in, everybody, as we get rolling. You know what? Episode 651. I tried to say it without looking. 651 today as we are here. Welcome in on a freezing Monday. Although it's a little bit warm in the studio. I was surprised when I came in
Yeah, I
this
took
morning.
my jacket off.
I was surprised. I got up here pretty early. All the furniture that I ordered for the new studio had came in over the weekend. Actually, right before we left Saturday morning just for a quick trip to Central Texas, and all of that came in literally about 30 minutes before we left, which was great, so I didn't have to sit out front. I had a neighbor that was going to bring it in for us just in case. So I got up here really early this morning and started to put together furniture, and I was sweating putting together that furniture today because our heater in our studio was out, and it got fixed over the weekend. So, boy, we came in, Kay, and everything's rolling.
Yeah.
It's a good way to start the Monday.
Yeah,
so.
except for the headset.
But now she gets a big fuzzy, so there you go.
Well, she probably needs a big fuzzy.
Well, hey, let us know that you're out there. Big shout out, as always, to our good friend Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com for all your jewelry needs. And, of course, here on this Monday, we could not be here without our foundation support, Kay and Rick Boning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Kay, as I said when we came on, December has just flown by. man, can you believe that we're wrapping up 2025 here pretty soon? Where did that come from? It seems like you and I were just sitting here, and Rick, and we were saying, man, 2023 just came and went.
Somehow we skipped 2024 altogether.
Yeah, just we skipped that, and here we are at 2025 and almost 2026. But no, it's been a good year, though. A lot of great accolades, a lot of great momentum with the school. I mean, there's a lot of really good things to take away from this year. And the reason that I brought this up is because you guys, we'll see you next year. You know, this is y'all's last show because y'all are heading out for Christmas. But I maybe just wanted to reflect a little bit on 2025. You know, it has been a really good year.
Yeah, it's
If
been.
you think so, sure.
Not too bad.
We celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary.
Yeah, that was the only good part.
Just going to say, that's what Rick was saying. Well, if you think no, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, choose your words wisely.
Yeah.
I was listening, you know, this morning on the way in and talking about gratitude, and I was thinking a lot about this year, Kay, and some of the things that I was thinking about. You know, there has been a lot of adversity, but that's every year. I think if you look back, there are a lot of difficult times. You know, we just lost a really close family friend. My wife and I were talking about this on our way back yesterday because as we drove through Bryan College Station, this friend was a huge Aggie. He loved Texas A&M. In fact, I kept telling he and his wife, they closed down their restaurant in Georgetown after nearly 15 years, very successful restaurant, but they were just, I don't want to say burnt out, but they were just ready to hang it up. They didn't want to sell it. They were just ready to close it. And the Lord blessed them tremendously, but they didn't want to sell it. They just wanted to kind of move on and put that chapter behind them. And I said, well, you ought to move to Huntsville and bring it here because it would have been good. It was called Gumbo's. And you would think, well, if it's called Gumbo's, they had excellent gumbo. They had good gumbo, but their steaks were the best. I mean, their steaks were unbelievable. But our friend Schuler, he, about 11 weeks ago, was in the kitchen there in Cedar Park area and had a seizure. And Mr. Schuler had fallen, and they took him to the ER. And when they got to the ER, they said, well, we're going to run an MRI. And, you know, unfortunately, when they ran the MRI, they had some pretty bad news that they had found not just a few tumors, but literally 50 tumors there. Oh, and as they did more tests, it had already metastasized throughout his body. And he was at our wedding, several years ago, and then we just saw him. He came and helped Bridget's sister with her wedding. And Bridget and I were talking about this, that within 11 weeks, this diagnosis to him passing. And, you know, as I think about the Christmas season, I was thinking about his wife, Denise, and that's not an easy season to transition into after losing someone that close, her husband. But there is a lot of joy, though, because he did live a full life, and he loved so many people, and he was a big supporter even of me all the way here in Huntsville. He always checked in on me. In fact, the last text message I ever received from him was he said, I love you, man, and he said, gig 'em, because he was a huge Aggies fan.
Yeah, that's an Aggie thing.
And so, you could sit there and say, well, you know, we lost people, but you know, and there was other friends that I'd lost back in Georgetown. A very prominent home builder there that we were friends with passed away, and he owned a business called Grand Endeavor Homes. His son now runs that. And a coach, our former volleyball coach there at Georgetown, who I knew very well, her husband was my assistant principal. She just unexpectedly passed away over this past week. And I reflect on all that, but there was so much good in those lives that, you know, there's a time to grieve, obviously, but there's also a time to say, you know what a life well lived. You hate that they were cut short, but there's so much that you can take away. And so 2025, we lost a lot of people, a lot of really good friends, but I do look back and I say, man, it has been a great year. God has done so much. And I look at you guys and I see the growth of the school and just how great that has been going. And that's not an easy path, you know. Kay, you know that firsthand. It's not easy. But y'all are growing, and, you know, the academy's open. That opened up last year, though. But, you know, if you think about this year, y'all have opened up more parts of the academy now with the after-school building and those kind of things. Mm-hmm. Maybe, I know I'm just kind of tossing this at you, but, you know, maybe some of the things this year that you can kind of think of that just as you look back that have brought you some joy. I know you said the 20th wedding anniversary. That's a good thing. 20 years of Rick and y'all going at it. That's great.
I don't know how she made it. I've done my best.
Yeah.
Oh, just, you know, I'm thankful right now for my health because we did not start off the the year well at all, and that lasted 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And so just being able to go back and do what I've been used to doing has been wonderful.
Yeah.
Can't say that I'm totally pain-free, but at least I'm functioning again. So that's great.
And it's good, too, to, you know, I don't know. I didn't talk to you in depth about that, but, you know, I would assume that there was some anxiety trying to figure out what is going on, you know, and then once you finally kind of figure out here's what's going on, it takes a little bit of load off, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've ruled out lots and lots of things that could have been wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you know, they have a lovely baseline for all kinds of stuff now to compare. You know, 3 years from now, if they run another test, they've got a lovely baseline to say, oh, this has changed or this is the same. So it just, you know, we moved into a new house. And
We did. I ran a campaign that failed.
I don't, you know, I wouldn't say failed. I would just say, you know, it's a learning process, and we all know of many who have ran campaigns that it didn't work out the way they wanted, and then look what happened 4 years later. They got an office, so you never know, right? You know?
Okay.
So, yeah.
And we've had the opportunity, we're remodeling the pink house at the school,
Oh, great.
and we're getting AstroTurf put on the playgrounds.
Oh, cool.
So some of the dirt that's been washing and the mud that's been coming home on people, or
Maybe we can get rid of that.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw Rick here a couple Mondays ago, and he was going like this. I
Yeah.
said, "What?" No, he did not.
I was rolling in the dirt. I do that.
It was weird. His hind leg was scratching his neck. I said, "Rick, how flexible you are." No.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Oh, that's cool, though. I didn't know y'all were doing that at the playgrounds. That's really exciting. And new events this year. You know, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library continues to grow. A great year this year, I think, with a lot of the events. When you go back and look, and Lasso was a lot of fun, you know, implemented a few new things and, you know, learned a good deal in that process, and a lot of people came. I mean, I look back at y'all this year, and there is so many wonderful things to take away in a year of just what seemed like could be chaotic with so much going on, too. You know, not just with y'all, but I'm talking about in general.
Oh, we've just recently switched our phone and camera systems over to a new system that's working a lot better, and we're
Thank you, Anthem.
working on last few weeks I've been working on a self-study for accreditation. So we're in the process of attempting to get accredited.
Accredited.
So, yeah.
I say that,
I mean,
too.
with a different
Yeah.
organization,
Not accredited.
That's why I'm glad Rick.
because I mean we have the Responsive Ed partnership, so we are recognized by TEA. We have the Texas Rising Star that we're affiliated with. We have Centers of Excellence that we're affiliated with, and now we're working on getting a mid-states accreditation. So just one more thing to show what a quality place we have.
Yeah, I agree. You know, as we were driving yesterday on the way back, this is really cool, and I always like to highlight this. And to some people, if you don't have children, you may not get it, but I guarantee once you have children, you're going to get it. The little things that your children do that before I had children, I just thought, oh, well, what's the big deal about that? He said this or she said that. You know, whoop-de-doo. I've been saying that for 20 years. Well, these are little children.
Yeah.
And they're learning and they're growing. And
Some of the things that come out of their mouths is pretty hilarious.
Caden was, you know, on the way back just randomly started counting to 20 yesterday. I mean, I'm not going to say that we don't teach him things, because we teach him some things, obviously, as parents, but he learned that at school. Here's a little boy that's not even, 2.5, and he's counting to 20 already. That doesn't happen with a lot of children.
I have a hard time doing that.
And this is what really baffled me, because Braylon and I read a lot, and she's starting to catch on to the letters a little bit. She knows a few of them, and at 4 years old, she's learning. I don't expect her to know. She can say that. She can go A, B, C, D. She knows the alphabet, but for her to expect her to immediately, say, oh, well, that's Z, and that's why every single time, she's still learning. But Caden, we're going through a coloring book. He brings me this coloring book at his Lulu's house, and my mother-in-law, and he's going through it. We're going through it together, And he just wanted to read it. And what it was an alphabet coloring book. And on the left side, it had A for apple, and then it had the picture of an apple. Real simple. And then you flip it's even something I could get, Rick. You flip it to B, and it was like banana and a picture of a banana, right? I kid you not, Kay. We turn to that first page, and he sees the apple, and I didn't even tell him to say anything. He points at the apple, and he goes, apple, and then he points at the letter A, and he goes, A. And I was like, and then he goes, ah.
Good.
And I was like, what?
And he's learning.
I said, man, I was floored. What? Where did he learn? Oh, Tomorrow's Promise. Duh. And not that we don't go over things with him, but he's picking it up. And then we flip the page. Braylon's not, and I love my little darling too, but I'm not, picking on her, but she hasn't picked that up like Caden. And here's Caden at 2.5. We flip the page. What does he do with banana? Banana. And he goes, B, and points at the letter B. I said, dude, all right, man.
That's that Montessori stuff right there.
So I gave him a whole stack of my college books. I said, tell me what they say. You write me a report. And he was at it, He's writing Greek. No, I'm just kidding.
And what you just demonstrated is each child is different. Mm-hmm. And there's things that Braylon will know that Caden's hasn't learned or isn't interested in learning. When my children left Montessori kindergarten, Ian read Matt Sat on Sam, and didn't get to the long vowels. And Zachary was reading at a second grade level. Ian knew all the continents, all the countries in the continents, all of the states, and had been working on the counties of Oklahoma. The second child, Zachary, he knew the continents and some of the countries of North America. So, each one picked a different area to excel in. And to this day, Ian, was very much into history and geography and things like that.
It's amazing how the brain, the fireworks go off, and I want to encourage people as we opened up this morning to think about this year. Think about the gratitude that you have this year, maybe in the midst of adversity. We attended with Chrissy Cogdell. She does such a great job with First Touch Family, and that's an organization you wish that didn't have to exist because they help parents through child loss. And we were there, and Chrissy had helped us for about a week, and not because she helped us, but I said, if you need anything, let me know. Well, she did. She needed me to help out with her event the other evening, and it worked out because it was at Elkins Lake, and our pastor's daughter was home to help watch the children, and so we were able to go. And there's a lot of grief there, obviously, with parents who have lost children, something that I can't explain. But even through that, there was joy, and I go back and I think about all the things, and I thought a lot about my children, and I thought about how grateful I am that they're at Tomorrow's Promise, to where they are learning and they are growing and they're excelling. And friends, I'm going to tell you right now that if you're looking for early childhood education, the Montessori method, in my opinion, is the best method, because I've seen it work firsthand, and I've seen it work through Tomorrow's Promise. So get them enrolled. If you've been thinking about it, this is your to-do list. Or if you're a grandparent and you have a huge influence on your children and your grandchildren, then at Christmas dinner, y'all get into that talk and say, I've been listening to that Rob and Kay and Rick. They've been talking about that Montessori school. Why aren't they there yet? Okay? And then y'all talk it out, and then bring them at the beginning of the year. Don't come on New Year's. They're going to be closed. But at the beginning of the year, bring them, take a tour, and there you go. Right, Kay?
It's a great idea.
It's a good family discussion to have this year.
Ironically, you're laughing at that, but the very first year we were open, I doubled enrollment after Christmas.
Wow.
We had like 14 students at the time, but, it was, I think people got together at Christmas or Christmas parties or something like that as to what their children were learning, because then in January we were enrolled another 14 students, and back, that's 30 years ago.
Yeah, wow. What happened was children were running around screaming like, "Oh, we got to get them out of this house! What do we got? Tomorrow's Promise, we heard. Oh, get them over there!" and then it was peace on earth, goodwill towards men. No. But I encourage you, go to tomorrowspromise.info. to find out more information. And let us know this morning what you've been thankful for this year. You know, we always love when our audience interacts. Our friend Steve Fountain sends us a lot of information of what's going on over at Old Town Theater. He's commenting in this morning. Steve, it's great to hear from you. So thank you. Richard and Linda, my sister Rebecca, Autumn Wheaton is here as well. Quentin Glaze is here, Jennifer Augustinetti, and many others. I ran across Chrissy Cogdell's mother, who I'd never met before, and she had told me Friday, she goes, "Oh, I watch y'all show almost every morning." And there's a lot of folks that we know that watch that don't comment in, and so maybe today's the day. If you've been watching, comment in, let us know. We're not going to make embarrass you or anything like that.
Well, let's not say that.
Yeah, it depends on what's going through Rick's mind at the moment. But
he doesn't have access to who's texting in, so.
yeah.
No, but I can see on YouTube.
I'll send you some inside information,
That'd
Rick.
be great.
So. Well, let's take a break. A lot happening today, but again, we want to hear from you. And those comments of gratitude, they do spur conversation. So this morning, just comment in what you've been thankful for as we wrap up 2025 here in a couple of weeks. Christmas is right around the corner, but we'd love to hear from you. And help everybody out. Your comments truly do inspire others to be reminded of the goodness. One last thing before we take a break. As I was driving in this morning, I was thinking about gratitude in this year, more thought on it, and I don't say this in a negative way, but whether you're going through the best season in life right now, maybe you are, maybe things are going, if you bought those Powerball tickets, you're disappointed because nobody won. But maybe you are going through the best season. If you are, that's great. Maybe you're going through the worst season this morning too. And it doesn't matter if we're going through the best season or the worst season. What we are experiencing right now is not going to be this way forever. And so I will challenge and charge this morning to you that to put the Lord first in faith through the good times, especially, and even through, obviously, it seems like we do during the bad times, but even in the good times, because the way things are right now today will not always be that way. But through faith, that will carry you through regardless of what's happening. Well, hey, let's take that break. When we come back, it's one of my favorite times of the week. It is KAYE'S, not Wednesday Wisdom. Kay caught me on that Monday Mindset. We'll take a break. Let us know you're out there as more of you are joining us. We'll be back in a moment. This is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville on a Monday, brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We are not a daycare. We are a child care center focused on the growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Education you can trust.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
The church should be transformational. And maybe you've never been to church, or maybe life has left you feeling lost, but Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." At First Baptist Church, Huntsville, a harbor of hope, we're not trying to fit in with the world. We're here to help you step into something greater, a fresh start, a new life in Christ. Join us this Sunday at 10:45 and see what God can do in your life. Visit fbchuntsville.org. Hope is here, and we're saving a seat just for you.
Loving Jesus, loving people side by side. In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
Spirit Radio.
Good morning, friends. Welcome back as we continue on promoting and celebrating the good here in our community. This is Good Morning Huntsville, as always, brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. More information is online at tomorrowspromise.info. Before we get into Kay's Monday Mindset, real quick weather update. 30 degrees this morning. Humidity only in the 60s right now, though. 60% humidity today. 52, a little frost, and then sunny. We will get down a little bit cooler tonight, but above freezing, 37 tomorrow. Beautiful day, 60, and mostly cloudy. The weekend shaping up nicely, though. We'll get back up to the, check this out, the mid to upper 70s on Saturday. So this little cold spell won't last long. So be grateful for the great week that's ahead. We do have rain back in the forecast as well. But today, as always, as we do every Monday morning, we don't ever want to gloss this over because it is so important. It's something that has tremendously helped me, and I know it's helped many of our viewers. But it is Kay's Monday Mindset. And one thing that we all need to think about as we wrap up this year is kind of what are you telling to yourself? How are you talking to yourself? And today, it's about not enter, but inner. You do need to enter in some dialogue, but today it's about inner dialogue. Kay, what do you have for us today?
So we need to work on mastering that inner dialogue. There's a conversation happening in your life all day long, and it's the one you're having with yourself. That inner dialogue shapes your confidence, your courage, and even how you respond when things don't go your way. And that's so true. Robin Sharman reminds us that words you say to yourself becomes the. If your self-talk is harsh, critical, or fear-based, it quietly limits what you believe is possible. But when you learn to speak to yourself with encouragement and honesty, everything begins to shift. You know, Rick used to say he did what the voices in my head told him to do.
Yeah, but then her voices started conflicting. She's got about 14 in there.
But, you know, if you tell yourself you're fat or you're ugly, then that's going to reflect. Or if you're stupid or, you know, I can't do this. That's your inner dialogue talking. And some of it is programming from what we heard as a child from our parents.
You know, one that I'm guilty of, since you're talking about this real quick, Kay, is I always tell myself I'm exhausted. I'm tired, I'm sick, I don't feel well. I say that every day. Bridget gets on to me. She's like, I wish you'd quit saying that. I said, well, I don't. I'm tired. But you know what? I did learn this, though. Just start saying, I feel great. I feel good. I'm rested. I'm well. And I think the more that it's not like it's some magic little thing that happens, but I'm telling myself every day, oh, I don't feel good. Well, my brain is programming my organs probably to say, well, you don't feel good, so let's go ahead and just shut him down. Let's go ahead and put him down.
Your inner dialogue becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yikes.
You know,
Say that again.
your inner dialogue becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, that's scary to think about. So what are you telling
You
yourself?
know, if you say I can't do it, you're not ever going to be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, your thoughts guide your actions. Before you ever act, you think. And repeated thoughts become beliefs. If your inner voice says, I can't, you're less likely to try. If it says, I'm learning, you keep moving forward. You know, sometimes saying, I can't do this yet. Add yet. I mean, if you catch yourself being negative and saying, I can't do this, say yet. Because
Or if you're an abominable snowman, say Yeti.
I can't do this, Yeti.
and what you were just saying, negative self-talk drains energy. Constantly criticizing yourself is exhausting. It keeps you stuck in doubt instead of growth. But you can retrain your thinking. Your mind is not fixed, it's flexible. With awareness and practice, you can change the way you talk to yourself and in turn the way you live. And I've done that. I mean, I've gotten a lot more positive in the last few years than I used to be.
That's true. She used to be pretty negative all the time. I had to slap her around a lot.
But I do come from a background of being abused.
Yeah.
And so that was my self-talk.
So now she abuses me. Works better that way.
Be nice.
Rick he walked in this morning. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome in, everybody.
I'm teasing. I have the best wife in the world.
Sometimes he'll say comments and like those, and then later on I'll say, were you being serious? Because then it affects my inner talk.
If I was serious, I wouldn't talk to you at all.
So this week, your challenge.
Uh-oh.
Notice the voice you're speaking. Pay attention to what you say to yourself, especially under stress. Awareness is the first step to change. And interrupt the critic. When a negative thought appears, pause and reframe it. It breaks the old thought patterns. And sometimes, it's as simple as saying yet.
T.
Speak with grace. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to someone you love. It builds confidence and calm. We a lot of times say things to ourselves that we would never say to somebody else. So final thought, you're always listening to yourself. Make sure the voice guiding you is the one that lifts you up instead of holding you back.
That's really powerful, Kay. I love these on Mondays, and I really do want people to listen. I know that they do, but I really want people to focus in when they hear this. You can go to our website, too, hellohuntsvilletx.com. We put these up under our guides and features. It's right there on the homepage as well, so you can get a recap. But I want to encourage you every Monday, not only just listen to it here on the show, but go back and read this. And you said something that was so important about when you're stressed. Business owner, especially as business owners, and if you work in a job that's stressful, that's something that I've really worked hard, and I'm not mastering it well right now, but I'm getting better. I'm not mastering it yet, but I'm getting better at it, and it's learning how to control my attitude when I'm stressed out. Because when I get stressed, all of a sudden I feel like the world is just imploding on me. I feel like that there's no way out of whatever it is. And the first person that comes to me is usually the first one that I lash out to. And I've learned that I just have to step. And there's nothing. I always thought it was kind of like, well, what are people going to think if I just step away? And I've learned that I just, sometimes you just have to step away. And it's okay to step away and to breathe. And I think having children has really taught me that, obviously when they're a little baby, I'm not going to step away and leave if no one else is at the house. But now my children have grown enough to where, if they're going nuts, it's okay for me to step away into another room just for a minute and to take a deep breath. And I say a prayer now. I literally will say a prayer. Lord, last night when we were driving back, Brandon was, and I used to not talk to my inner self. That's what it ties into this. I used to say, this is never going to get better. That's what I would say. This is never going to get better. This is just always going to be like this. And I'm sure every parent has went through those thoughts before, but I've had to stop and pause and say, you know what? quit saying that, because if I say that to myself, that's going to come out in my attitude towards my children eventually. And I don't want that. And so not just with children, but in your jobs and in anything, I like what you said. I like that word yet. It's kind of like you hear in church, they always say, but God. You know, if you add but God at the end of it, man, I'm not going to be able to do that, but God. And I've learned that too, and that's kind of the same thing. Yet, I can't do that yet. Now, you also do have to be, I'm not being pessimistic, but you have to be realistic, okay? If you're 3'2", you will never dunk a 10-foot basketball goal.
Unless you have the step ladder.
But
If
if you
you
have a,
get a step ladder,
if
you can.
But if you have a step ladder, yet,
Or
yes,
if,
you can.
or if you're riding on somebody's shoulders.
Yeah, you can.
So sometimes you just have to be creative in order to accomplish that goal.
Yeah. If you're a Cowboys fan, the Cowboys won't be back in the playoffs yet. We've been saying yet for 28 years, yet, but they'll be there eventually.
It'll be a while.
But no, it is a really good discussion, Kay, and I'm so thankful that you do these. You know, we used to have the Wednesday Wisdom, and now it's the Monday Mindset. The whole point of this is because we want folks to tune in. And my goal has always been within the first few minutes of this show or anything, and once we launch Spirit Radio, is just to change people's mindset, to get them to think, you know what, I'm coming to a place of encouragement that's going to lift me up and get me through maybe a tough situation. Or I'm already encouraged and I just need a little bit more. I need to keep my cup full. Some of us, sometimes we just need to top it off and keep it full. That's what the Monday Mindset does.
Well, another thing is that people tend to watch you more when you're under stress. And so when a pastor's under stress, they watch his reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Be a Christian witness. That may be the only Bible they ever open is how you behave, how you respond when you're saying you're a Christian.
Chrissy's joining us this morning, and she said something really good. She said, pay attention to what you speak over others. That kind of ties into what you say. You never know the seeds that you're planting, and are those good seeds or are they bad seeds? And there was a lot that I've been transparent on this. I'm not going to go into details, but there's a lot of things in my 20s that I really regret. You know, but I don't erase those parts of my testimony because somebody else needs that story to help them through a similar situation. I don't believe in erasing your testimony. I think it's important to share your story. But everyone, I was talking to a guy and he's like, he was in his 40s, almost 50. He goes, I'll be honest, like I've always loved the Lord, and I just can't really think. I know that I'm a sinner, obviously. I'm a sinner, but I'm saved by grace. He goes, but I've never gotten involved in things that some people talk about, drinking or doing other things. He goes, I never really got into that. And he goes, is my story important? I said, yes, because there's somebody else out there that's thinking exactly like you, and they feel because they've never faced some of that maybe there's something going on in their life that's not right, because why didn't they face this adversity? Or they're thinking, I can't help anybody because I've never dealt with this. But you can, and everybody's story is important. Or
they're thinking they're good enough and they don't need Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've never done this, I've never done this, I'm good enough, I'll get in.
Yeah, and that's not the way it works, as we know. So yeah, start that mindset up right. Autumn is saying this. There's a book called QBQ. Have you heard of this one? Kay reads a lot of books. She may get this one now. It's called QBQ, The Question Behind the Question. It is a quick read and talks about shifting your mindset. So QBQ is the book today. You can go to Amazon.com. No, I'm just kidding. There's no, we don't have any conversion links.
Way back when I was 14, I read the book by Zig Ziglar, See You at the Top. And he talked about stinking thinking.
Yeah. That's it. Have you listened to his audiobooks?
No, I have not.
Oh, if you turn on, listen to him on the audio side of it, and you'll just be mesmerized by that guy's voice, like the way that he talks. It's one of.
Okay, I guess we know what we're going to listen to on the way to.
No, we're not.
Because I like listening to a lot of audio. Like I have a chronological Bible that I listen to on Amazon's. I forget what their Kindle, but it's Audible is what it's called, Audible.
Yep.
And I listen to that every day on my way in. It's little quick 15-minute little segments, and it's about a 15-minute drive from the house to the studio.
It's a ways.
But I was listening to some of the Zig Ziglar stuff before, and I was just mesmerized. I could really focus. Sometimes it's hard to listen to an audiobook if there's little nuances in somebody's voice. Like some folks, when they talk and they don't mean to, but I don't know how to say it, but their voice is like, it's like they're eating macaroni and cheese, and you're like, it's a great, but you can't listen to it because instead of focusing on the words, you're waiting for the next,
Or every other word is or or some other idiom that they say.
Yeah. It's true though. But Zig Ziglar, he just captivated me with his voice. And I'm telling you, if we could get a guy like Cooter Roberson to read a bunch of them audiobooks, I'd listen to every one of them that's ever been out there. Well, again, Kay's Monday Mindset. Check it out on our website, hellohuntsvilletx.com. Today it is Master Your Inner Dialogue. What are you comes to an end, and what are you telling yourself as you think about 2026? That's right around the corner. Well, let's take a break. Another fun segment coming up. When we come back, is it still a hint, maybe something to do with meow?
It could be meow.
Okay. Well,
it's definitely meow.
Okay. We're going to take a break right meow. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us. It's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville. We appreciate you joining us today. It's brought to you, as always, by our friends at Tomorrow's Promise. Over 28 years of educational excellence. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. The church should be transformational. And maybe you've never been to church, or maybe life has left you feeling lost, but Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." At First Baptist Church, Huntsville, a harbor of hope, we're not trying to fit in with the world. We're here to help you step into something greater, a fresh start, a new life in Christ. Join us this Sunday at 10:45 and see what God can do in your life. Visit fbchuntsville.org. Hope is here, and we're saving a seat just for you.
Loving Jesus, loving people side by side. In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
The spirit of Huntsville, spiritradio.fm.
And now, it's that time of the week, the last time of the year, at least with these two. It's time. So sit back and relax. Maybe be on edge a little bit.
Just a little.
It's Rick's and Kay's Top 10. All right, y'all two, take it away.
Well, good morning. Today is National Cat Herders Day, also known as any day you work with people.
It's a salute to anyone who's ever tried to get live or respond.
Number 10, try to get everyone to agree on one plan, any plan.
Congratulations, you've already failed.
Number 9, send a group text and watch 7 people respond with 7 different plans.
One of them will just respond with a thumbs up and disappear forever.
Schedule a meeting for 10, and it starts at 10:17.
And somehow you're still the one who's running late.
Number 7, give clear instructions, then enjoy watching everyone do something completely different.
I love it when they freestyle. Really keeps things exciting.
Number 6, ask for volunteers and get intense eye contact with the floor.
Suddenly, everyone needs water.
Number 5, repeat yourself calmly while your eye twitches just a little.
That twitch is leadership trying to escape.
Number 4, celebrate small victories, like everyone showing up eventually.
On the same day counts.
Does it?
I'm going to have one of these later today.
Number 3, realize cat herding requires patience, humor, snacks, and bribery.
Mostly snacks.
I thought it was mostly bribery. Number 2, smile and nod while you're silently questioning your life's choices.
That's my I'm fine face.
And the number 1 reason, celebrate National Cat Herders Day by remembering this. If you manage to get anything done today, you are a hero.
Medal ceremony is at the coffee pot.
So to all the teachers, managers, parents, coaches, and group chat survivors out there, today is your day.
And remember, it's not chaos, it's character building.
Oh, I think it's chaos.
There it is. Cat, when you know what, when you said, I guess it's, my brain, Rick.
Yeah.
I don't know words very well. 2, I don't understand things very well. And when you said cat herders, I literally thought it meant someone who goes around herding up cats.
Have you ever tried to herd cats?
Yes, it's not easy.
It's like herding people.
My daughter.
Or preschoolers.
Well, my daughter loves cats, and I'm not a cat fan. I'm a fan of other people's cats when they're in their homes and not in my house.
That's right.
And so Braylon wanted to go see Meemaw, also my mother, this weekend during our short trip. And so yesterday, before we had left, we went to Meemaw's house. And what did Braylon do? My mother has cats, and Braylon was herding the cats.
Herding them?
That was her.
Did it work?
Not hurting. Yeah, herding the cats. She probably was hurting them. She squeezes them too hard. One of them was like,
Eyes pop out.
So there you go. Cat Herders Day today. What are you herding this week?
I think it's a euphemism for anybody that's going to manage people.
Yeah, it's not an easy task, but I said something that was, to me, it was profound the other day. I was talking about how we all have ideas. Kay, you had an idea. I mean, if the Lord wouldn't have given you this idea to start Tomorrow's Promise, we wouldn't be sitting here today. That's just the truth. We would not be talking about it. And every idea starts with a me. The Lord gives us an idea, but in order for that idea to work, the me requires a we. And it requires other people for most jobs. There are some jobs you can do on your own, but not many. And if you want to grow something, obviously like a school, you can't do everything. And so that me turns into a we, and you've got to have the right we for the organization to succeed. And I admire your staff because me with just 2, this is hard. Y'all are herding many more than 2 and doing a great job at it.
And I'll tell you a secret. It's probably easier to get the 2-year-olds to listen to you than it is to get a group of adults to listen to you. Really, it is.
I was hoping that because my wife is probably watching, and I was sincere. I'm so appreciative you didn't say this. I thought that you were going to say, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's easier having a lot more than just 2. I was like, Kay,
No, it's
there's
not.
a red button right here.
No, it's not.
There's a red button here, and I was about to hit it if you're going to say that, because Bridget, she's looking for any little in right now to tell me in the evenings, well, we probably need to think about having another child.
And it's
It's
probably
perfect.
easier to getting 2-year-olds to listen to you than to get your spouse to listen to you.
They're, I don't know what to tell you,
Or
buddy.
let's see, do what you say.
Oh, well, that's good. So thank you to all of you that help make your boss's jobs easier as well, because it does not go unnoticed, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I had posted over the weekend some memories. I love social media when it pops up, memories, or even Google Photos does this. I'm assuming iPhones do it too, but it'll say, hey, look back on this day. And yesterday morning or the other morning, a bunch of old photos started popping up when I had my IT business. And I posted a little post about gratitude for that. And I had saw the people in those pictures, and a lot of the people, not all of them, but several people in those pictures are no longer with us. And so I thought about those folks and how much of an impact that they had on my life and others' lives. But then I saw my employees, and one of them was when we moved from our first little shop that was $600 a month. Boy, that was nice. $600 a month. If you can get rent like that commercially, let me know. That was nice. And then we moved to a building that was in a really good spot, and we had known the owner, and he only charged us $1,200. So that was a big jump, but it was worth it. Well, by the time we left, they were charging $3,000 for that, and now I've heard it could be 7 or 8, which we're talking 15 years ago or so. But what I'm getting at is when we moved to that other location, my cousin had worked with me so hard, and even though this business was my idea and I got it off the ground, I couldn't have done it without him. And so when it came time to cut the ribbon, they handed me the scissors, and I said, no, I want my cousin to do it because he's been a huge part of our growth. And so I remember in that moment letting my little cousin cut that ribbon, and he was part of the we. Now, I had to fire him twice, but he was part of the we. And he was a huge part of our growth. And my brother was with me for 8 years. And you're right, though. It does seem like sometimes you've got to herd people together. And sometimes you're chasing all over the place. And when you find those good cats, the ones that don't need 9 lives, you were doing pretty well. The best one I ever had was, sarcastically saying the best because he definitely wasn't. This guy was a rock star, I thought, and we didn't have to hurt him. This was the great thing. Didn't have to hurt the guy. Showed up. He was early. And then one day after 2 weeks, he just didn't show up one day. And we booked out appointments in advance. He had 5 appointments that day to be on site. Didn't show up. So I started running those. I was always the cleanup guy. So I got to go do the cleanup, the warranties, and I enjoyed it because people were generally kind of upset, and by the time we never really had many complaints because we went the extra mile, just like y'all do at the school. You go the extra mile to help people. I've learned in business the easiest thing that you can say is, what can I do to make this right? And if you do that, like the wall just comes down, kind of like that verbal. Remember that?
Verbal Aikido.
Yeah, it was kind of like wa-cha-cha with words. It kind of works. But I'll never forget, this guy just didn't show up one day, and finally he calls me at 1:30. Didn't apologize. I was like, man, where are you at? Oh, I took another job. I forgot to tell you.
You might want to tell me that.
I said, man, come on, dude. And didn't hurt him, though. But I said, well, good luck to you, man. Hung up the phone. That was that. Never heard from him again. So when you have those good cats that work with you, hold on to them and don't just feed them the regular Great Value brand. Get those guys some Friskers and the juicy kind that come in a can with the little crystal glass.
Meow, 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 meow.
Meow mix. You know what I'm talking about? There was those commercials with the crystal glass, and ding, and that little cat that looked like it was worth about $8 million would come in there, meow, and then ding. Take care of those cats. Well, let's take one final break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up and read some more of your comments. A fun morning here and a lot to be grateful for as we start off a new week and getting close to the Christmas season. We are, 10 days away. Is that right? Yikes.
10 days from today.
10 days from today as the Brisketeer makes his way into the studio. We'll take a break. We'll wrap it up when we come back. It's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville. Stay with us. It's brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, online at tomorrowspromise.info.
So, what's inside the mysterious little box?
What box? Oh, that box over there.
You went to Elliot.
Wait, don't open it yet. Oh, and yes, I went to see Elliot's Jewelers just a couple of days ago.
Inside the box, is it golden?
Well, I was a little concerned about the price of gold because it's high, but Elliot really helped me find something beautiful and monetarily agreeable.
Oh, well, hey, can I open it now? Please?
Whoa, just a little longer. You have to at least wait until Christmas Day.
Oh, well, I can do that.
Elliot's Jewelers. Fine jewelry and engravable gifts. Schedule your appointment at elliotsjewelers.com. That's ELLIOTTS Jewelers.com.
Make sure there's something extra special inside the mysterious little box you give this season.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We are not a daycare. We are a child care center focused on the growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Education you can trust.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
All right, everybody, welcome back as we wrap up here in a few moments. Another edition of Good Morning, Huntsville. Good morning. Rick, I like your joyful Christmas Santa hat, my friend. Thank you for bringing a little holiday cheer.
Well, you know, it's warm. You want to hear the ho, ho, ho?
Yeah, can you do one?
Ho, 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 ho.
Jamie Saucier is going to have to teach you a little bit.
Jamie Saucier is much better Santa.
Well, it was a great weekend. I wanted to ask you guys, y'all were at the Chamber Gala this year.
We were.
How was it? 91st Chamber Gala. How did it go, Kay?
It was certainly different.
Yeah.
Did it
Tell him how it was different?
Well, they had the awards ceremony a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So they had dinner, and during dinner they had two different guys playing.
We didn't win in that either, Rick, so don't feel bad.
I know. Neither one of us.
They had two guys playing two pianos, and they called it dueling pianos.
Oh, cool.
But they were basically playing requests.
Yeah. I didn't hear a lot of dueling going on.
I joked with one of those dueling piano guys before. They used to have Pete's Dueling Pianos in Austin. It was a lot of fun. We used to go down there downtown, and I was completely joking. because I thought I'm going to throw this guy off. And I said, throw some Tupac on there. That dude sat down and started playing rap song on the piano just like it, but it was a rap. I was like, how did he do that? Those are people who are talented.
Well, I expected something like dueling banjos. You know, two different pianos playing the same music, but
Where did they have it? The LSC again?
yeah, it was at the Orange Ballroom in the LSC.
So I'd assume without the awards, it probably went pretty quick, right? Was it pretty fast, or what do y'all
Well,
think?
the silent auction wasn't over until 9:30,
Okay,
and we're old, and we left before it was over.
gotcha.
We were exhausted, so
the live auction was about 8:00,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And
and then we visited with 500,000 people.
And when was that? Was it Saturday night? I
Yeah,
thought
it was
Saturday,
the 13th,
Yeah, it was
same
a
day
good-
as the election.
had a good
Gotcha.
time.
Awesome. Well, I want to encourage people. Jason, we've always had really good leadership. Jason Brandolini's just been what a gold mine.
He is a great guy.
An incredible guy, a big supporter of businesses, and just wants to be a friend to Huntsville. And we appreciate Jason Brandolini and Emma, who's over there now, does an incredible job. Jonathan, I know there's more. I hate to start naming because I'll leave out folks.
There's only 2 more.
Who's the other two? I know.
Missy and Shannon.
That's right. Yeah, Shannon. See, Missy, I don't know Missy too well, but I know Shannon. Shannon Higby's been awesome as well. Just great folks. And I'll tell you what, I've always said this in business, if you want to get connected in a community, you have got to be involved in organizations. You have to be as a business owner in order to see your business grow. And the first thing that I always say is join your local chamber. And people have their thoughts and opinions on the chamber, but I will say this: I have made so many friends, and I'm not talking ours. I'm just talking in general. People, well, the chamber did this to me. My first question is, did you go to events? Because I always hear, well, the chamber never did anything for me. I'm like, well, I never saw you at any of the events. I don't even know who you are. Yeah. Go to the events, because that's the whole point of the chamber. You network with people. I met y'all through the chamber breakfast. Probably is where we met. I met a lot of folks. Greg Smith. I've made so many friends. Kevin over to Anthem. I'm just starting to think of people.
Billy Cawthorn.
Billy.
Yeah, the business after hours, which is tomorrow.
I think so.
Yeah, it's free. I mean,
Cost you nothing. All you gotta do is show up.
You don't even have to be a chamber member.
Does that mean we have ambassadors tomorrow?
No.
No ambassadors?
I don't think there's any ambassadors till January.
Oh, man. Okay. That's two months in a row, right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that count against us? On
Hope
our
not.
points? It better not.
You're not going to make your points for this quarter.
Let's go recruit
but-
a couple of members real quick, Rick.
The business after hours didn't cost you anything to go.
And it's always fun. There's usually food.
Yeah, and it's just where you meet with people, you network with people. And you know what I love about our chamber? I've never felt that our chamber is cliquish. I feel like our members, and of course you're going to connect with certain people and feel more comfortable with those people. But as I've seen new people come into the chamber, I've always seen people go up and talk to them and make those breakfasts, make them feel, which by the way, Joshua Mashi is learning more about the flow of the show. And on those Thursdays, I may be able to make a return once a month to the breakfast, because I'm going to try to get Josh to fill in and start doing the show in the new year. We've been talking about that. Because
We've missed you.
I miss being at those events. And it was really important for Hello Huntsville to be there to get our name out. So I always encourage people this: join your local chamber, be a part of it, go to some events. It's worth the investment because you're going to meet people that will help you. And secondly, be part of a service organization such as the Lions Club, the Rotary Club, but be careful. And Billy and I have talked about this. Don't join everything, because all of a sudden, before you know it, you're a member of 20 organizations. Because it is good to network, but just, be protective of your time too, because your time is also really important. And I know, Kay, you're a board of directors with the chamber, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll be a part of it. Well, let's wrap it up. I know y'all got to go. We got an antenna guy. Hopefully, I'm praying. Y'all pray, too, that he comes today. It's cold outside, but we may get our antennas up today. And if that's the case, we'll be able to start testing our transmitter. And we're really looking forward to getting Spirit online. January the 1st is the goal. And so we're very excited about that. We want to bring the hope of Christ throughout the airwaves here in Huntsville, and not just here, but globally. We have a local mission with the global vision. I take that serious, and I just wanted to say this because the Bible talks about making disciples of all nations. Christ commands. He doesn't ask us to. He doesn't say, well, just go out there. No, he says, you are commanded to go and make disciples of all nations. And I take that very serious. Sometimes we take the Bible literal, but we always take it serious. And I think that's one to me that's very serious. And within our realm of talent, whatever we can do, utilize those talents to glorify him. And for some reason, he put the internet in front of me with radio ideas. And so we want to use Spirit Radio not only locally, but also globally and with a global audience. And we've seen the fruit of that. I had a guy from Terre Haute, Indiana, send us a CD the other day. Great. Found us and sent us a CD and said, can you play my music? I was like, yes, we made it to Terre Haute. Come on now. So James Shepard, if you're watching, he has an organ called Shepherd Songs. If you're watching, thank you, James. We are getting your music on the station for the holidays. So
great.
Well, Rick, any final comments before we go to it? It's been fun.
No. Just remember your inner voice and look out for your wives.
Good advice. Thank you. By the way, socks, I need to ask, different or same? Nope, different. Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely Kay has on Merry Christmas socks this morning. So
I had Grinch on socks for for church yesterday.
Did you get them at McDonald's?
No.
That was a hot item, by the way. So the
Grinch socks?
The Grinch socks at McDonald's.
Didn't know that.
he has the hat. I have the socks. So.
Perfect. Matches up.
Yeah.
So, well, Kay, any final comments before y'all go? I know y'all are going to be gone. I'm going to miss y'all. I'm going to miss y'all the rest of the year. So we'll see you next year. But maybe any final comments before we go today?
Just keep in mind and what you're telling yourself. And if you can't make it a positive, say yet.
I like it.
Start working on it. Start thinking about it. You'll be surprised how many negative thoughts you have.
So if you can't get rid of them, you can't get rid of them yet.
That's right.
But it's on the way. So get rid of those negative thoughts, and we're looking forward. Thank y'all for a great year. I just wanted to thank you guys. Y'all have been with us and helped continue. We could not do what we do without our foundation support. And some, it may seem like we just show up and do the show and that's it. But there really is a whole lot that goes on behind the scenes, the upkeep of our website, social media. That group has gotten, I don't want to say out of control, but now over almost 37,000 people on our news and events group. And I'm going through that daily, and I have a couple of other folks that help out with that. But there's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes on just keeping this platform going, and we couldn't do it without foundation support, such as Rick and Kay and Tomorrow's Promise, and our 5 other foundation sponsors that help us as well. We have 5 during the week, and then Elliot from Elliot's Jewelers, and that's really the 6 that have helped us maintain and continue what we're doing here on this platform. So whenever you think of child education, think Tomorrow's Promise. Go by and see them, and I guarantee that you're going to see some great things happen in your young child's life. Well, that'll wrap it up one final time this year with y'all. We'll be back in 2020.
So last time.
We'll be back tomorrow, though, without Rick and Kay, but you'll be here in my heart.
Well, you never know. I might show up.
We'll be in town until Sunday.
They'll be here until then. Okay. Well, that'll wrap it up. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning. Looking forward to another great show tomorrow as we'll have Jason Thompson, Guardian Defense, joining us on a Tactical Tuesday. And continuing on this week, Sky Carlton will be joining us a little bit later in the week, too, from Deep Clean, Texas. But that will wrap it up. We'll see you back at it tomorrow, 7:30. Until then, as I remind everyone, we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We're really not. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there needs you. Good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. See you back tomorrow morning. See you, Rick and Kay.
Bye.